location choice of corporations and businesses by agglomeration economies can lead to the development of large, diverse cities. Understanding the different dynamics of agglomeration economies can provide useful knowledge in decision-making when choosing a place to live in regards to job market and quality of life. Many college students and entrepreneurs face decisions such as relocation when taking the next step toward their future. Being an econ major, I have had the pleasure of reading economist Arthur O'Sullivan's textbook Urban Economics and his many highly regarded articles that get published in journals like Journal of Urban Economics to gain insight on agglomeration economies. Today I will tell you about agglomeration economies, look at facts on innovation clusters in the U.S. and how even the weather attributes to city growth leading to further job growth and economic expansion. Let's start by discussing agglomeration economies. The term agglomeration economies refer to the economic forces that cause firms to locate close to one another in clusters. According to Harvard Business School's cluster mapping project, clusters are defined as geographically concentrated groups of interconnected companies, universities, and related institutions that arise out of linkages or externalities across industries. According to O'Sullivan's Urban Economics, there are four main forces of agglomeration economies that contribute to clusters: sharing intermediate inputs, sharing a labor pool, labor matching, and knowledge spillover. Knowledge spillovers, Rosenthal and Strange, two well-known economists, have noted that the most innovative industries are more likely to form clusters. Now that you have a basic understanding of agglomeration economies, let's briefly look at some innovation clusters in the U.S. In the regions around the country, clusters of universities and high-tech companies partner with local and regional governments to boost tech-based companies, partner with local and regional governments to boost tech-based economic growth and create good jobs. The two best examples are Silicon Valley and the hotbed of computer technology in Northern California and the metropolitan Boston area connected by Route 128, which is a nexus of biotechnology research and development. Ed Paisley, the editorial director of Science Progress, believes regional centers such as Silicon Valley and Boston cultivate technology-based economic development through a dynamic mix of researchers, entrepreneurs, investors, and infrastructure. The cluster mapping project conducted at HBS actually supports this data using detailed county-level data and statistical techniques. If you look at this map that I have prepared, the red areas represents high-tech computer industry clusters in areas such as Seattle, Washington, San Francisco, California, San Jose, and Boston, Massachusetts. The blue areas represent the engineered clusters, includes areas like Hartford, Connecticut, Phoenix, Arizona, and video production and distribution in areas such as Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco. And actually Atlanta, Georgia, and Nashville, Tennessee are growing in popularity in the movie industry and music writing industry. The last thing that will be discussed today is weather and how its contribution is an important determinant of clustering and city growth, which leads to job growth and prosperous economic environments. There's three economic school of thoughts. The first view is a continual spread west and south, which is an over 400-year process where European settlers and other immigrants have been spreading out ever since. The second view is that technological advances made it easier to live and work in hotter climates. And the third view is that location decisions in the past were driven primarily by factors that drove productivity of firms. With the technology and innovation Transport costs have fallen and businesses can now locate further from their resources. Today, you have learned about the different economic forces that drive firms to cluster around each other. We briefly looked at the evidence of innovation clusters, and I showed you areas in the U.S. where the regional clusters are evident, and the weather, which are all determinants to city development and growth. Being able to understand and have knowledge on economic theories like the ones we've discussed today can help lead to better decisions when choosing your next step after college or furthering your life plans. And this concludes my speech. Thank you.